career services, guys, career planning prep to be exact. In this first session, just know that we're probably going to get a lot of interruptions. So guys, please bear with us as people try to get on. But this is a class that everyone has to take at this campus. I'm sure you've heard about it. And my goal is to get you to understand the importance of it. And hopefully by the end of week 4, you will understand the importance of it. And you'll be like, yeah, I'm so glad I took that class. All right, so just a little bit about me before we get started. My name is Cynthia Taylor. I have been teaching since 2007. I stopped trying to count, whatever that is. I got my start, though, in the U.S. Army. Right out of high school, I went into the military. I was in the military for about 8 years. I got out. I went into nonprofit. I was in the finance department, and I was a grant writer. Went into auditing after that, and then I went into the financial markets. I worked for the Bank of New York for a while. I did some portfolio management for a different bank. Then I decided to start teaching, and I started teaching at a few universities on ground. I didn't really teach online a lot at all. I decided to go back and get my doctorate. I went to Africa because my dissertation was on the developing economies. So I went to Ghana and I taught over there. And then I got a job working for Mayor Bloomberg at the time, if you guys know who that is, in New York. And I did some work there. I actually worked for the Cuomo family. If anybody know, Cuomo's the newscaster guy. His mom has a nonprofit, and I did some stuff for her. And then I worked for the city of New York, and then I subsequently worked in New Jersey. And then I decided to come back home in Florida, just because I wanted my kid to have one daughter to, experience the Southern life. We'll see how long that takes them. I may be moving again, but we'll see. Once you start moving around the country and in the world, it's hard to sit in one place, but we'll see how that goes. So I've been teaching at Southern Tech for a couple of years now. I teach this class primarily, but I teach IT, I teach business and finance in other places. And I also work in federal government. I actually teach some federal contractors as well. I'm a consultant, so I've done a lot of consulting for like Deloitte and companies like that you may have heard of. All right, that's my story. All right, so I'm not going to make all of you guys do that, but I do at least want you to know who I am. I actually like teaching this course. I've taught this course for a lot of different entities. I've taught this course at the collegiate level. I taught this course, I taught very briefly in primary care. I taught it for middle school, computer science kids, and business. I've even taught kids with varying abilities career, which is really close to my heart because my daughter also is on the spectrum. So, I love teaching people with varying disabilities, just about careers. So I'm really excited about this class, and hopefully I can bring some of that to you. So there we go. All right, enough about me. Let's get into it. So I know most of you are asking why this class. Oh my God, I'm about to graduate. Why this class? I'm in the trades industry. Why this class? I'm going to explain why this class is going to be so important to you. But before I do that, I just kind of want to quick round the table of where you're from, do some quick shout outs and what program you're in. So I already know most of you guys are in Fort Myers. Give me a quick thumbs up or hand raise if you're not in Fort Myers, you're from somewhere else. I know Cody is. Anybody else from Central Florida region? Good. Yeah, the second reason I wanted to know that, because I wanted to know if you guys were able to get on. So good, that lets me know, okay, they're in the building. They're in the, Central Florida is in the building. Thank you very much. We're glad to see you here. We're not going to talk about how Fort Myers had you beat, but we're okay. Fort Myers was ready to go. AKA ATA was in the house. All right. Now, give me a thumbs up, quick thumbs up if you are in the, you can put your hand down, Amanda, unless you have a question. Quick thumbs up if you're in the welding program. Anybody, any welders? Oh, no welders. Okay. What about HVAC? HVAC in the building. Electrical. Okay. Electricals in the building. And VA. Oh, a lot of electricals in the building. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, we are representing. Okay, so we got VA. Okay, everybody except welding. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe they're in the night class. All right, guys. So as you all can see, this is a class of many parts, right? We are either up north, down south, or in somewhere in the middle, right? So this class is designed to showcase, why it's important for all of you guys, and we'll be talking about each of those disciplines, but why it's important for all of you guys to be in this class. So let's just get right into it. Why this class? Oh yeah, one last question I have, just because I'm nosy. Give me a quick thumbs up if this is not your first career. Like if you're transitioning into this career from another career. Maybe you're in the military, maybe you're a teacher, maybe you were in the healthcare industry. Anybody? Casey, Tian. Is that how you pronounce your name? Is it Tian?
It's Tiani.
Okay. Tiani. Yeah, I wasn't for sure. Okay, got it. All right. Okay, so a lot of career transitioners. So we'll talk about that too. And that's right. Most of us are, right? So y'all heard my long spiel resume, right? How many times have I been in a different career? And a lot of it doesn't have to do with, you being dissatisfied. It's just that your career progression will lead you into a lot of different arenas. If anyone would have told me that, well, I was about to say, told me that I would be in IT, I'd be like, yeah, whatever. But that's not too far-fetched, because when I left the military, I actually enrolled in school to be into computer science. But computer science was very different back in 19, no, when did I get out? Let's be fair. Yeah, 1999, it was very different, right? So y'all can imagine what we were doing in computers in 1999, so I was like, yeah, nah, I don't know if I want to fix hardware. So I circled back years later, and I love the stuff that I'm doing now, but you never know, right? So, and a lot of it just has to do with career progression, not necessarily because you're not happy, like I said before. But let's get into it. Why this class? I know you're like, okay, how is this class important? Career prep important for me as a tradesperson? Well, I want you to know that understanding business, because at the end of the day, aren't you all going into business? Y'all, anybody working for something else besides business? We all are going to work at somebody's business, or what? We're going to work at our own business, right? But at the end of the day, you are going to work at somebody's business. And understanding how business works and what role you're going to play in that is very important. For those of us that are career transitioners, we already understand that. We know you're working at somebody's business. I don't care if you work at Target or McDonald's, you're working at somebody's business. And so there's a business behind the business. So it's very important for you to understand how that works and how that's going to play into your career, because at the end of the day, you're either going to be in leadership, you're going to be in entrepreneurship. You got to plan out how your career affects your money, if nothing else, right? So understanding business ownership, how to start your own business. We'll be talking about that for those of you that want to go down that road, whether it's licensing, more school, how to plan out your business. Understanding money, if you're going to be leading somebody's company or being in management, you need to understand the basics of that. Understanding project management. Most of you are going into industries where there's going to be projects, right? It's project based. Do you know how to manage a project? Give me a thumbs up if you've ever managed anything before, even if it was as a volunteer. Have you ever managed people, had to manage a budget? It's not for the weak at heart, right? Y'all know gathering anything is like a herd, right? Trying to get people together and trying to get things done. And if you have timelines and deadlines, like that's not for the faint of heart, right? So it's important for you to understand those basics. And then obviously career advancement. I don't think there's anybody here that says, man, all I want in life is to get this first job. Once I get this first job, my life is great. That's not how life works, right? Yeah, we want you to get that first job, but we want you to be thinking about what your tenure goal is, right? Because if you know what your 10-year goal is, then you understand what to do with trying to figure out your first job. We call that working backwards, right? So you got to think forward so you can work backwards. In business, you do not want to just have a job. In a career, that's not how it works, right? Your career needs to be planned out. It needs to be thought through. I want to become a master electrician and own my own business in 10 years. That's how careers work. I need to become a master electrician in 6 years, and I want to own my own business in 10. Now, let me back into that. Right now, I'm at Southern Tech. What are the steps that I need to do to, one, become a master electrician, and two, to start my own business? I'm in the VA program. I want to own a mobile pet clinic for rural large animals in Alabama, where I used to live, right? That's my goal. So eventually I want to become a veterinarian, start a pet mobile clinic, and work with people in rural environments, right? Those are goals. Those are, you have to want to do something with your career. And so we're going to be talking about how to set those career goals. And it starts with your long-term goal. So basically, this class is really all about you, my friends. That's the easy part. So some of you should say, okay, this is going to be an easy A, because all I gotta do is talk about myself. Anybody likes talking about themselves? If you like talking about yourself, this is going to be an easy A for you. If you're like, listen, I don't have time for that much reflection. I don't need to be figuring out my life's goals, then yeah, you probably not going to like this class, but I think you'll be okay. But this is what this class is about, to get you to think strategically about setting out your goals. And so that's what we're going to do. And we're going to give you some tools to help you do that. So yes, will you be doing what we call a mock interview? You're going to be working very closely with career services. Thumbs up if you know who your career services team is. I know some of y'all have to know, because thumbs up. Uh-huh. Very good. So they're becoming your best friends. Now, for those of you that may be graduating, you may not have that much time to engage, but for those of us that are not, you're going to get to know your career services very, very, very well. In this class, you're going to get to know them very well. They're your partners in success, especially in these technical schools. They're there to help you not just get your first job, but help you to realize your career goal. Like, you just take this one class and then I'm off to a whole nother group of kids or a group of students. But career services, they're your true partners. And so we're going to have you work very closely with them. They're going to help you in doing a mock interview. But before you go do that mock interview, I'm going to teach you the ins and outs of interviewing. I'm going to demystify everything that there needs to be demystified on when it comes to doing interviews. You're going to be like, what? Is that how it works? Is that why they ask those questions? Yeah, I'm going to tell you all the little secrets. I actually used to teach HR. I used to do training for people that are getting their certifications in HR. So I'm going to tell you all the scoop on that. Don't worry. We're also going to have you do some informational interviews. This is nothing more than, picking someone's brain. Anybody ever heard of that terminology? Picking someone's brain, asking some questions. This is very informal. We don't care how you do it. You're just going to chit chat with somebody, and guess what you're going to do? You're going to tell them what your long-term goal is, because we're going to set your long-term goal, and then you're going to go and you're going to find somebody and you're going to be like, okay, hey, Sam, this is my long-term goal. Next door neighbor, ex-instructor, whatever. And you're going to start getting comfortable telling these people what your long-term goals are so that they can give you feedback. We'll be doing that. We'll also be updating or doing a resume for you if you don't have a resume, but we're going to teach you the ins and outs of how to write a resume. We're going to demystify that and show you what you're supposed to put in your resume, how it's supposed to be done. And career services is going to help you do that, right? So you can get all the academic stuff from me, and you're going to get all the practical stuff from career services. Any questions on that? So in essence, what am I doing? That's the big chunk of what this class is about. Setting your career plan, because you'll have a career planning project, understanding how the process works for, you know, for companies and getting jobs and moving forward and mock interviewing and resume and doing internet searches. We're going to talk about all that, the importance of social media, all that kind of stuff. You know, getting you ready to be on your way and hopefully have a job lined up. Some of you may already have a job, right? So that is the gist of this class. So what I want to focus on now, if you don't have any questions about that, is how the course is structured. How the course is structured. Let me say this. All of you are in Fort Myers, ATA, aka ATA. Hopefully you know. But really quickly, the first 2 weeks are where? On ground, right? On ground, on site, on campus, however you want to say it, right? That's what they told you guys, first 2 weeks. Okay. Tell your friends if they don't know. Now, for everybody else that's not ATA, please check with your campuses. Some of you don't have to come to campus. Some have to come for the first week, the first day. Please check with your campus. Now, let me say this. None of that has to do with attendance in this class. Those are your campus requirements for you as an online student. All right? How do you get attendance in this class? Why am I saying that? I do not want anyone here to say, oh, well, I went to campus and I talked to so-and-so and she helped me submit an assignment. That's not how you get attendance, though. Right? That's classroom support. That's why they want you on campus. Here is how this class works. I am your instructor for the class. Who's your instructor for the class? Miss Taylor's my instructor for the class. Who should I reach out to if I have any problems with my class, i.e., especially, let me say, especially when we talk about assignments. I should reach out to Miss Taylor about my class. Yes? Can my campus support me? Absolutely. You're on campus right now. That's what they're there to support you. They're there. Maybe you have technical issues. Maybe you need help logging in. Maybe you can't download something. Maybe you need to print something. Maybe you're like, can you help me understand what Ms. Taylor's trying to say? Whatever all that is, that's great. But if you have any questions outside of that about the class, my grade, my assignment, I turned something in late. Ms. Taylor, I don't understand something. Who do you need to reach out to? I'll give you a hint. Starts with a C, ends with a T. Miss Taylor. Yeah? Why is that, guys? Listen, if you're anything like me, I'm a very efficient person. I like to get in and get out. It's quicker if you just come to me, quicker. That's why I'm going to give you my cell phone. You're going to have my email. I like to get it done. I'm militant. I always have to give that disclaimer because I'm a very logistical person, but I always feel like I have to apologize for it. So come to me. You go to your campus. They're going to send me an email. Ms. Taylor, so-and-so has a question about their assignment. I may see that email tomorrow. Now you need to turn in that assignment. So now you got to wait for me to reach out to you. Something that could have taken 5 minutes to 2 days. Am I better than that with my email? Yeah, I am pretty good with my email, but I'm just saying, we don't want something that takes 5 minutes to take 2 days, right? No, because we all are busy people. So we want 5 minutes to be 5 minutes. You got it? All right. And I am very accessible. So I'm going to show you where my phone number is. You already have it. If you check the announcements, anybody check their email this morning? You got my announcement? If you checked your email, you got my announcement. I put all my personal information in that announcement. You should have my cell phone number. You should have my email contact. You know that you can reach out to me anytime you want. Thank you, Eduardo. So you should have no excuses. Do not feel shy. But I do have a disclaimer. Now listen, I'm old school. pre-1980. Do not send me long-winded texts. Texts are designed to be short. I'm not going to read it. You know what's going to happen? If I check my text message and it starts looking like the Bible, I'm going to call you. And you can say, Miss Taylor, why are you calling me? I'm saying, because no. You could just tell me this. What are you trying to say? If you cannot talk to me, don't text me long-winded. Wait till you can talk to me. All right. Now, if it's quick, great. Quick, you can text me. If it's long, winding road, call me. I'm fine with it. All right. Don't be shy. I know some people, y'all anti-phone calls nowadays, but please just call me. Make it quick. I prefer it. I know it's very unlikely. All right. Most people don't, but I do. All right. So attendance, how does it work? You get attendance by doing your attendance live participation assignment every day by 12:30. What are you talking about, Ms. Taylor? After the live session, I am going to give you, some people call it an exit ticket. I call it that because I've been teaching so long, but it is a question at the end of the video, at the end of the conference, and you need to answer it by 12:30. Now, I'm going to give you a lot of time. Normally, I don't ramble this long, but obviously for today's session, it's going to run a little long. It never lasts more than an hour, so don't ever think that. And as we go further, as you start to pick up steam and do more assignments, we're not going to be in the live session for more than 40 minutes. So for those of us that like to jump on real quick, you're going to be by yourself. We're going to be gone. So please make sure you come on time so that you can get what you need and we can all be out of here, because we want to give you guys time to physically do the work, not just look at me ramble. All right. So once the live session is done, at the end of the video, I'll give you the question. You go answer it. Answer it by 12:30. If some of you are in your lives, your work now, or your courses now, I would say as soon as I put it up, just go answer it before you even close out. If you do not answer that question, you do not get attendance. What? Clutch my pearls. You mean to tell me I listened to you run your mouth for a whole hour and I don't get attendance? That is the rules. If you do not do your live session by 12:30 question, you do not get attendance. Does everyone understand? Any questions on that? No, Miss Taylor, they already told us, right? Music to my ears. Very good. Now, I already talked about communication. You can reach me by email, texting, announcements, however you want to do it. Call me, whatever you need to do, but just communicate if you need something. You have assignments every single day. I guess that's the bad news, but here's the good news. All of your assignments are open right now. The one for Monday, the one for Tuesday, the one for Wednesday, the one for Thursday. They're all open. So technically you can see them all right now. Does that mean I can work ahead and do some of my assignments? Do whatever you want to do. Now, I would prefer that you wait until the live session so you'll know what to do, but some of them are easy enough that you can do it. What I just hate to see is those that work ahead and they really don't know what they're doing and they just post anything, and then I have to give you a 0. Then you have to go back and do it again just because you didn't know what you were doing. So I don't encourage it. If it's easy enough, you can figure it out, by all means, do it. We're very busy people. I know we're juggling families. I'm juggling a family on my own. I get it. But make sure you know what you're doing. I just don't want you guys to not understand it. But you can always do what? Somebody tell me. What can you always do? All right, now I'm like the pastor. I need you to talk back to me. We're going to be here all day. What do you need to do if you have a question?
Ask.
There it is. Just ask. Who are you going to ask? I'm being a pain now. I know. You're going to ask me, right? Okay, we got it. All right. Now, here's something else. I don't want to confuse everybody with all these different times. All of your assignments close on Sundays. They all open on Monday. They all close on Sunday. So you mean, Ms. Taylor, I have assignment that's due today. It says it's due today. Can I not do it today? I mean, you don't have to. You can do it tomorrow. You can do it on Wednesday. You can do it on Thursday. You can do it on Friday. You can do it on Saturday. You can do it on Sunday. But on Sunday, 11:59, the assignment's closed. Oh, so that means if I have my kid's birthday party tonight, I can wait till tomorrow, then I can come back and do tomorrow's work and Mondays? Yeah. Does that mean I can wait till Saturday and do all my work? I wouldn't recommend it because now you're talking, but do you? Go ahead, Alan.
Do we get the full points?
You get the points. There's no late penalty for turning it in by Sunday, 11:59. I'm with you. I was a working woman myself when I went to school. I understand, right? I'm telling you, I started taking classes in the United States Army. I was out training in the field with a textbook in the dirt because I had homework when I came back. So you ain't got to tell me about trying times. I understand it. All right. So whatever you need to do, as long as it's turned in by Sunday. Now, I would not recommend you wait until Sunday. The people that do the best in this class, just get it done. They turn it in, get it done. They don't have to worry about it. They spend the weekends with their family, not doing homework. So you do you. All right. But we all know we're very busy people. The only time your work is not due on Sunday is in week 4. And we're going to say this 1,000 times because who's going to remember it? Week 4, this class ends on Thursday at 10 p.m. sharp. Worry about that. I'm going to keep talking about that over and over and over and over again. All right, let's talk really quickly about how your grades are structured. Here we go. Your grades are structured as the following. You get 25% of your grades just for your answering that attendance assignment. 25%. So you get attendance and it's worth points. 25%. So let's talk a little bit about that. Every live session is recorded. If you cannot make the live session will always post as soon as I'm done. We're going to be done by 11 or even sooner. I'm going to post it. I'm going to show you where to go get it. If you didn't make the live session, or let's say you can't make tomorrow, I know Ms. Taylor is going to be done yapping around 10:45, 11. I'm going to go click, what did she talk about today? Okay, let me listen. Here's the live session question. Let me get the live session question. Let me turn this in by 12:30. Maybe I had an appointment. Maybe my kid had an appointment. Maybe I had to go drop something off. Maybe I had to take my kid to school. I couldn't make her 10 o'clock live session. I know she posted it at 11. I'm going to go watch it, and I'm going to turn in my question by 12:30 sharp. Does that mean, Ms. Taylor, I don't have to come to the live session? You don't have to come to the live session. Would I prefer you come? Yeah. Well, I prefer you do what's best for you, but I think it's good to come if you have questions and if it's easier to hear it from me than to try to decipher it from the video. But the point is, I don't want you to feel hostage, like, oh my God, I can't make the live session. What's going to happen? I'm running down kids at the school bus stop, trying to get back home to get the live. No. If you can't make it by 10, just watch it, turn in your question by 12:30. Any questions on that? There's a caveat. If you do not turn it in by 12:30, you cannot make it up. What about 12:45, Miss Taylor? I'm sorry. No. Class is over at 12:30. I got another class, Our class is over at 12:30. So if you do not turn in that live session, you technically missed the class. That means because you're a morning student. So you have to turn in your exit ticket by 12:30. It's like you coming to campus, class is over, and you're like, can I still have class? We're out of here. Now you can still do your other assignments, but that live participation question, we're done, 12:30. You're gonna stay. Any questions on that? I want to be real quick. I don't want to confuse the live participation question, that 25%, with the next section. You see it says assignments, 40%. Those are the assignments are the ones I'm talking about that's open right now, all of them, and you have until Sunday to get it done. That's different from the participation assignment. We understand? Any questions on that? That's a big one because I know a lot of people get that confused. I just want to make sure we understand. Now, you'll also have a final project, you'll have a midterm, and you'll have a final. Take note of the percentages. I know some of us are really savvy, and we're like, okay, so that means I can miss by 2 of these assignments. As long as I do the midterm and the final and get that in, I got some wiggle room. Hey, do you? I did it. I have 5 degrees, and I did it every time I was in school. Hey, make it work for you. I'm not mad at you. Do what you need to do to get past the test, right? Any questions on how your grades are weighted? All right. So you can do this, guys. Y'all all going to pass. It's going to be so easy because we're just going to be talking about ourselves. So here's what I'm about to do now. I'm about to walk through the campus. Has anybody been on the campus? I'm talking about the online modality. Anybody been on? All right. So if you have not, okay, well, I know ATA. I know the ATA game. Y'all, ATA don't play. I know you. Right? Okay. I see what Central Florida said. We don't either. Okay, I get you. All right. So what I'm going to do, though, I'm going to walk through really quickly then. I'm going to walk through really quickly since most of us know how to do it. And then we're going to come back and I'm going to give us our question. We're going to be out of here. All right. So let me take 1 second to stop sharing. And then I'm going to go to my home page. Just let me share again. So this time I'm going to share here. I'm going to share my home page. All right, so we are in the class. Give me a quick thumbs up if you can see it. Just want to make sure before I start rambling. Okay. All right, I see we can see it. Let me just, I don't know, Louis. Where'd he go? Somebody keeps trying to get in, but I think he keeps getting bounced out. I think he got bounced out again. All right, so this is your landing page, right? So once you log in, you have a dashboard and you just click on the course and you're here. Let me just do it. I didn't want to do it because I have so many classes. I don't want you to get confused. You're probably just going to have one, but so I'm just going to scroll down to your class. It's going to look like this, just like mine. And you're going to click on it and you're in the course. Now, yours is going to look a little different from mine. So I'm going to go to student view because mine has a whole bunch of other stuff on it. This is your landing page. Now, I'm going to show you 2 different ways to access everything. One way I did, and I can't take credit for it because Dr. Ron gave me the idea to do it, but I made it. I gave you some shortcuts here. So these are shortcuts that can get you to the assignments. But if you don't have to use these shortcuts, these little blue buttons, you can click on modules. If like you wanted to see all of the entire class, even though you can't access all the assignments, you can see the entire course by clicking on modules. And I'll show you that in a second. But on this landing page, the first thing that you're going to notice is when class begins and ends. And you see here, it says it begins on the 7th and it ends on the 31st at what time? 10 p.m. Where can you get information about the instructor? You can click right here on instructor and my picture should show up. I'll show that. Sorry about that. Should have had a photo of me. My name, my phone number is right here. If you don't have it now, you can take it. 689-224-5790. Now, you can reach out to me anytime you want. This is the daytime hours, but even if you want to reach me in the evening, it's fine. I teach another class at night, so it's not like you're bothering me. I have night hours as well. All right. So that is my contact information. This is just a little bit about me, blah, blah, blah. Right. Nothing important. All right. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go back really quick. So that's instructor, that's here. Here, this is attention to the students, and you can see right here when a live session starts. It starts at 10 a.m. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, no Friday. All right. So how do you get to the live session? Well, you just click right here, connect to your live session. It'll take you to the live session link. You can log right in. How do you get to the past sessions? Where that means that once this class is over, what's going to happen? You're going to go here to past sessions, and you're going to click on it. It's going to say Monday live session. So in about 20 minutes or so, I'm going to post this class. So you can click on it and see it. Now you're in the class, so you probably won't need it, but there are some other students that missed the class. So they're going to come and they're going to click on it and they're going to hear my speech. And then they're going to get the live session question. This is where you find it. Tomorrow's will be here and everybody subsequently. All right. Now, once in a while, I may put a pre-recorded live session up because I teach this class every month. And I've been playing around with it. I didn't put it up this time because we've made some changes in the class, in the assignments, and some of my live sessions, you know, refer to the older assignments. But if any of my older pre-recorded sessions are up, I'll put them up. Why is that important? Because maybe you wake up in the morning, you're like, man, I want to knock this out real quick. Can you do your live session question earlier? Yeah, you can. Even though class starts at 10, if I put up a pre-recorded session, you can do it at midnight because that's when this class, the day starts, and you can do it and knock it out the way. Maybe you have a plane to catch or something, right? So as many of the pre-recorded ones as I can put up, I'll put that up. It only just helps you, right? So, and as long as you're doing the work, I'm happy. You know, you don't have to come hear my voice or listen to my y'all hear me, see my face. Or listen to my voice, right? So do whatever you need to do to make your life easy. All right, so this is where you find it. Now, here's some other important stuff. When you scroll down a little bit, and when you click on week 1, the very first thing you're going to see is this thing called an honor pledge. You cannot access any of your assignments until you click here. And those of you that are following along, let's go ahead and do it. And it says that you're just pledging that you're going to do your own work and you're not going to make your baby brother do all your work because this is a remote class. We're watching you. We're not watching you. But anyway, so take the quiz and says, yes, I attest that I'm going to do my own work. It's my responsibility to do my own assignments. I get it, Miss Taylor. You're going to click I agree. And you're going to hit submit quiz. Now, once you do that, it opens up the course. If you do not do that, you can't open up the course. So anytime somebody says, I can't even get into my class assignments, I don't know what Miss Taylor is doing, then you can say, did you do your online pledge? Don't try to blame that on the teacher. All right. Now, once you do that, you may notice I keep going back to home. There's a button down here that's called next that you can do, but I want you to know, where you are in the course. That's why I just keep going back to home. But I'll show you the next button in a second. So once you do that, then you have your weeks opened up to you. Today is Monday, right? So right here is very easy. You can see what you have going on. The first thing it does, it says connect to your online book. Yes, you do have a book. All you have to do is click on it. And it takes you to connect to your book. And once you hit connect to your book, I don't know if it'll let me do it because I'm not a student. You scroll down here And here it's just going to give you a thing that says to link. You click on it and it'll give you a little activation link. And then you have your book, right? That's all it takes. And then you'll have a next button, but because I'm not a student, it's not letting me do it. All right. So once you connect to your book, and again, I'm just going back. You don't have to go back like this. It's just, I don't want people to get confused of where we are, right? So I did my online pledge. I connected to my book. Now I'm just going to see, okay, what are we reading for this week? This week, we are in chapters 1, 2, and 7. And okay, I'm in chapters 1, 2, and 7. So I'm going to start reading chapter 1 first. I got it. And see, there's that little next button. So now that I know what I'm reading, I'm going to go next. And here is my very first assignment. This is that live conference question assignment that Ms. Taylor was talking about. What do? Well, Ms. Taylor gave me a question that I need to answer, and I wrote it down. I have my answer now. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to click Start Assignment. And then since I'm only answering a question, I don't need to upload a file. So I'll just click on Text Entry. And I'm going to answer her question in a complete sentence. Ms. Taylor says, how do I feel about my career? I'm going to say, that's not the question, guys. I'm going to say, I feel that I am doing very good in my career and that I'm going to my way to and then I'm going to hit submit. Done with that. Got my participation and I got my attendance before 12:30 because I'm a rock star. Right? That's all you're doing with that. And then you're going to go next and you're going to see your assignment for today. Now, remember, this is due today, technically, but how long do you have? You have until Sunday to do this assignment. It's called Your Online Presence and Potential Employers. It's from chapter 1. It's talking about the importance of an online. It says here, how can an online presence like LinkedIn or Instagram enhance your career and access to potential employers? Give at least 2 examples. That's easy enough, right? Does it have to be from the book, Ms. Taylor? No, it doesn't have to be from the book. If you feel like you can answer that just on your own because you have experience with online platforms, I'm fine with that. If I was you, I would go ahead and knock that out. Boom, you're done for Monday because you're a rock star. Easy enough? All right. And you see how that goes. Any questions on that? No? All right. Now, the other thing I want you to pay attention to is announcements. Every day, I'm going to have some type of announcement. It goes straight to your email, so check your email. But if you didn't check your email, you can come in here and you go to announcements. Ms. Taylor put out an announcement this morning. Let's see what she's talking about. Let's see. She said her name is Ms. Taylor. It talks about the class. It said class starts at 10 o'clock in the morning or 6 p.m. if you're in the evening class. She said, I got to take this class every day, yada, yada, yada. I see what she's saying. She got something for Orlando, Arbondale, Brandon. Okay, where am I? I'm Sanford. I see what she's putting out. You're just going to read through what I have to say. It just basically tells you everything you probably learned in orientation. All right. Now, the only other thing you probably want to pay attention to is down here, I put my contact information, which you already have, because you can just go to instructors. But once again, there's her email, that's her phone number, and I'll see her in class. Only other thing I want you to pay attention to is grades. Grades is how you check your progress. You do not need to, hey, Ms. Taylor, where am I with my grades? Well, here are all the assignments lined up. Here's how you're going to know where you are. Number 1, I know, don't look at it. Y'all gonna get nervous. Don't do that. But if it's a dash, that means you did not turn it in. If it's a little piece of paper, that means you turned it in and I did not grade it. Or else there's going to be a grade there. So you never have to say, Ms. Taylor, did I turn in that live conference at 12:30? You can just go to grades. If it's a dash, that means you missed it. If it's a little piece of paper, that means you turned it in. Ms. Taylor just hasn't graded it yet. If it's what else? A grade, that means that you got your grade. right? Don't have to ask Miss Taylor. You did that pledge saying you're going to manage your own work, right? That's right. All right. Last thing, modules. Like I told you guys, you don't have to hit those little buttons. I just did that. Every instructor doesn't do it. Dr. Ron does it. You can just go here to modules and you can scroll all the way down to assignments and see where we are. Here it says week 1, it says Monday. See, some people just like to look at it like this. You can click on the live session here. You can click on your assignment. You can see what's going on for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Now, you won't have access to any of this stuff until it opens for week 2, right? But at least you can see it. Y'all see that? If this makes some people dizzy, there's like, I don't have time for all that. Just show me what I got for this week. Then just use the buttons that I made. All right, my friends. Any questions on that before I stop sharing it? All right, I know when my time is up. I know when my time is up. All right, so here we go. Here's our live participation question for today. What do you hope to gain from this course? What do you hope to gain from this course? What do you hope to gain from this course? Respond to the assignment by when? 12:30. Some of y'all already done it. Some of y'all already done it, right? You rock stars.
Is there a word count for this?
No, sir.
And I'll double back to, yeah. You see your audition. Okay, that's Miss Taylor, so you're good.
All right. Any questions on that? Arbondale,
Yeah.
put you guys on mute because we in y'all business. We can hear y'all. All right. No questions? That means I'm a rock star. Thumbs up if I'm a rock star. Go ahead, Alan. Dang it, that was a rock star.
Is there a word count on any of the assignments?
Some of them are, but it'll tell you.
No, thank you.
Most times for the live sessions, there's no word count. But it's still answered in a complete sentence, though. Don't just be like, I don't want to have to guess what you're thinking. So just answer it in a complete sentence, but there's no word count. Anybody else? Arbondale, those that just joined, just hang tight, guys. Let these guys go, and I'll chat with you guys in a minute.
Okay.
All right. Okay, huh? Is that Erica? Erica, how you pronounce that?
Erica.
Erica? Okay. Give me 1 second, Erica. All right, guys.
No worries.
For everybody else, thank you guys so much. I know you're going to do great. I didn't have any questions, very few. That means I did great. I have no shame. I know. All right. I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. Hasta mañana. Hasta luego, my friends. Have a good day, guys. 12:30 sharp. Please turn it in now. Go do it right now. I want 100% attendance, 100% attendance. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a good day. Go ahead, Winston. Winston, you have a question? I see your hand raised. Or are you just checking out your emoji? All right. Tim and Ava, you guys are free to go. I'm just gonna hang tight and talk to these guys for a minute.
Well, I'll be in.
So what I'm gonna do right now, guys,
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording. And then I'll chat with these guys real quick. All right.